す命の歌消えない心の傷メシアを求め続けたあの日の夜 Welcome back, y'all. This is Anime Degens episode 142. Today I'm just by myself if y'all didn't notice. I got a quick little episode. I say quick now, but you know, it's probably not gonna be quick. But today I'm gonna do a little first impressions of the fall anime season, fall 2025 anime season. So hopefully y'all are down for that. I'm not watching as many shows this season. So um it should be as long as usual, if that makes sense. But before we get started, the best way to support us, like always, is make sure you rate the podcast on all the platforms. We're on all of them. Make sure you tell your friends about us if they like anime and if they like listening to people yap about anime. You know, let them know. Let them know about the Degens. We're always here to have a fun time talking about all kinds of anime stuff. If you have anything that you want us to talk about, any topics or like shows that you want us to check out, you know, stuff like that, let us know. Either on socials or in the Discord. Either way, linktree.com/anime degens. Also, due to like Spotify, they're kind of like flagging our videos because of the music that's, you know, that we have in it, even though it's not copyrighted or whatever. Like we have permission to use it. They're flagging our video episodes. So for the time being until they get their shit under control, I'm probably only gonna post videos on YouTube. With that being said, make sure y'all go check out the YouTube, follow it for the you know, that way y'all can watch the DGen videos every week that we put them on there. Um, Make sure you like the videos, watch them and like them. Really helps out a lot. But before we get started, I just want to give some talk about some news real quick. We had quite a bit of, well, a few pieces of news. Some of them that I'm pretty excited about that I just want to talk about real quick before I get started. The first one being One Piece. There's going to be a new One Piece schedule. If y'all listen to the rundown, we talked about it a little bit on there. But, you know, we had a 6-month break at the beginning of this year and followed by, you know, 6 months of One Piece to end the year off. But starting in January 2026, One Piece is going on another break again. And they'll be going on break until the spring season, which is in April. And it's going to return with the new arc, Elbaf. And it's going to run for 13 episodes. And then after the spring season, it's going to go to another break for the summer season. And then it's going to return during the fall season for 13 more episodes. So basically, One Piece has went seasonal. And it's going to be 2 split cars next year. And going forward, like the next year and the next year until they decide not to do it anymore, which is probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be seasonal from now on. So we're basically getting 26 episodes max per year. And it looks like it's going to be alternating seasons. So, you know, spring season and fall season, it looks like it's going to be One Piece time. Also, speaking of One Piece, we got news about the One Piece live action. Apparently, season 2 is coming in March of 2026. So, pretty excited for that. Like all the trailers and the key visuals and stuff like that. You know, I've really enjoyed seeing them. They look really fun. So I can't wait to check that out. Season 3 is also confirmed, but I doubt we're gonna get that in 2026. Probably gonna be 2027 before we get that, or even 2028. Who knows? So another piece of news we got Dark Gathering. It's confirmed for a second season. I know people have been waiting on this. I haven't watched all of the first season, but I've watched a couple episodes of it. It was pretty cool. Um, this will probably make me want to go finish it up. So shout out to that. Sound Euphonium has a movie coming. It's called Final Movie Part 1, and it's scheduled for 2026 in Japan. And I'm kind of confused because I'm not sure if this is actually like a recap film, like a compilation film, or like it seems like it has new stuff added into it, but like it, what I got out of like what I read, it's sort of like a compilation film, but with new things added into it. So if that's the case, like I'm probably gonna watch it. I'm hoping more. I was hoping more for like more of what what comes after, you know. So I guess we'll see when that comes out. And it's interesting. It said part one, so like there's going to be more than one part. So I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Guess we'll have to wait and see. One that I'm really excited for is Apothecary Diaries. Sequel has been announced, season 3. It's going to be 2 hours. It's going to be part 1 coming in October 2026, and part 2 is coming in April 2027. So even though we're going to have to wait a minute, it's coming, y'all. Apothecary Diaries is coming. I, you know, we got the announcement like ASAP after the first season or whatever. Second season, we didn't really get that, but it ended in a place where you could assume that there was going to be more. But I'm glad that we finally got that announcement, that confirmation of like when it's coming, how much is coming, and all that stuff. They also announced that there's going to be an original movie that's has been written by the mangaka. It's coming in December 2026. So I'm pretty excited for that. Uh, like, there's a lot of things that Apothecary Diaries can do. To create like a side story, like an original side story. Like there's so many cool things that they could focus on in this world because there's so many cool characters and like the history behind it and all that stuff. So, can't wait to watch all that. Maybe it'll come out in theaters. I'll definitely go watch it if it does. But last bit of news I got is 100 girlfriends who really love me. Season 3 has been confirmed for 2026. I still need to watch season 2. Maybe I will sometime or another. When I need that funny show, to get me through the day or whatever. That's when I'll turn to something like this. So, but with that being said, that's all of our news today. I just had to get some of it off. Some of it out there. Uh, a couple important things that I had to talk about. So definitely had to let people know about it. But now we're gonna move on to the 2025 fall first impressions by yours truly, Tyler. Like I said, it's just me today. We had another episode planned for tonight, but something came up, with Nam, and of course, Dan. We didn't pay Dan enough to swing by for a second episode this week, so we couldn't get that done. So I decided to just, hey, this is my time to shine. It's time to talk about these shows I'm watching, even though I'm not watching a whole lot. But it is that time. So I'm gonna try to be as spoiler free as possible. There might, since we're talking about the first, 3 to 4 episodes or whatever, there might be like some like super light spoilers that happens like in the first couple episodes or whatever. Um, I mean, some of these things like get spoiled in a summary, so like it's not a big deal. I feel like. But I'm watching. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 shows as of right now, and two of them is continuing solo camping for two and Gachi Akata. So basically, I'm watching 8 shows, that 7 shows, because I counted One Piece in that too, I think. So 7 or 8 shows. I'm not sure if I counted One Piece, but basically, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk about the new shows that I'm watching right now. Um, and I'm gonna go down the list in order on how I feel about them. So like I'm gonna have my favorite shows basically at the start, at the top, and I'm gonna go down to my I'm not gonna say least favorite shows, but you know what I mean. Like it's gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4 ranking kind of thing. So my favorite show so far of this season, as of right now, of course, is My Awkward Senpai. And this right now has a 6.88 on Crunchy. I mean, on Mal, and it's on Crunchyroll. And I don't know how it's this low. Like, I don't know how it's a 6.88, to be honest with you, because this show is so good, man. Like, I'm going to read a quick summary for people that don't know what it is. This is basically like a rom com, an adult rom com. So Kanawa is considered many things, but smooth isn't one of them. Then she meets Kamigawa, her new pupil, and he's cute, a little nerdy, and easy to talk to. How would an awkward Kanawa be able to handle all these new feelings? And you might say, Tyler, I thought you didn't like shows that had that one shtick. Um, that they keep on going back to or whatever. Well, you're right. Usually I don't watch shows like this. Usually it's a no go. And I was kind of scared watching this because I was like, this is legit gonna be. It's gonna make me not like it because it's gonna rely so heavily on her being awkward. It's like that's going to be the whole show, and it's not actually. Like this has actually been really cool. This has actually been a fun show, and like I said, it's my top show right now of the fall season because like even though it's about her being an awkward senpai, um, it's not. The show doesn't like only use that. Like that's not the only quality of the show. Um, like it's not overbearing. The show has other qualities, and it chooses to show them as well. And it just doesn't. It doesn't make that one thing like so. It doesn't make it stand out so much. And that's one of the things I hate. Like, for example, like I love Comey can't communicate. Like I feel like that does a pretty good job at the one shtick thing. Um uh Shikamori isn't just a cutie or that the angel next door spoils me rotten. Whatever. I didn't like that. I can't do those shows like that. Like I just can't. So it just depends on what else is there in the show and how like heavy they lean on that one thing. So far this has been doing a really good job. But that's not all. Like it's super cute. Five episodes are out. I think the fifth one just released today on the recording or whatever. And like the romance, it's still in like the super early. I think I'm catching a crush on the other person type stage. Like they don't really know that they're in love with each other or that they like each other yet. It's just that it's coming. It's coming soon, if that makes sense. Um, and it seems like it's not gonna get super far into the romance, to be honest with you. Like it feels like one of those shows where it's gonna be like a really, really slow burn, and like they might end the season with them like acknowledging that they like each other to themselves, but not to each other, if that makes sense. Um, but regardless, it's still really fun. Still wholesome as hell. Kanawa, she's a great character. She's so fun. She's awesome. I love her. She has a lot of those moments that just makes me laugh out loud. Uh, with her like um dealing with her like failures, I guess you can say, in her head, to like the situations that she puts herself in as a senpai. Um, and like it's just so good. Like if y'all watch something this season, if y'all like rom coms, if y'all like that type of stuff, watch this. It's great. Don't let the 6.88 Mal rating fool you, because this is actually a really good show. Um, Kamigawa, the male character, the junior, the Kohai, he's so nice. He's such a kind dude. Like I can't wait to see them actually can't wait to see them actually acknowledge, each other like that. I think he's more he's I think he's like further along than she is, as far as what he's feeling, is what it feels like. Um, and did I mention like this is an adult rom com, like that's like in the office, so a lot of good qualities about this. It's great. It's peak. The animation isn't like super good, but it's like it's okay. It's passable. It's good enough. Maybe one of these days, like we can start getting like the Cloverworks with My Dress Up and Fragrant Flower, like type of quality animation for like a majority of the rom coms and slice of lives. Like that would be like a great time for me, honestly. Like that's when anime has made it. I feel like when we start getting like the romance and the slice of lives, like a majority of them to actually look good and not just like passable. So maybe one of these days we'll be able to see that. Um, that's all for that one. My second one is going to be Chitose is in the Ramune bottle. It is on Crunchyroll. It is currently at a 7.24 on Mal. Just a quick summary, real quick. Insults aimed at Chitose are a dime a dozen. Nicknamed Class Five's womanizing scumbag. He's constantly slandered online by jealous people. Luckily, he doesn't let it affect his confidence because he's admired by many and respected by his teachers at his school. As his second year of high school commences, he reunites with his old friends and makes a few new ones. His first mission entrusted to him, he's got to get Kinta, his shut in classmate, to come back to school. But this proves difficult, and he must enlist the help of his friends to even have a shot. So, I've really enjoyed this show. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes out. I'm not sure. But mainly because I love all the characters that I've seen in this show so far. Of course, this is tagged as like a harem rom com, and I can totally see it. Like we got a handful of pretty girls and one male lead. So it makes sense that this is gonna be like a rom com harem. Um, however, like the first 3 or 4 episodes isn't about that just yet. Like you can see it there, but that's not what it's doing just yet. It's about getting Quinta back in school. Uh, but it's more than that. They use Quinta's situation as like a tool so that we can learn who Chitose is and like why he acts the way he does and what he's thinking while he's doing all the stuff. It also helps show off like some of the girls and like what they bring to the table and their personalities and all that stuff. So it's kind of like a good introduction arc, I guess you could say. And I know some people ain't liking it, but like I love it. I love that we like we're getting like a different style of character. Usually we get like the lonely, generic loser, like male loser main character, and he's just like randomly being chased by all the pretty girls or whatever. And like, that's all right. Like I usually don't watch shows like that because like, it's stupid most of the time. But some of them are actually pretty cool. It just depends. Uh, but the main character on this one, Chitose, he's not that really. He's popular, but he's also hated by like all the jealous normies or whatever, and he embraces all that hate, which is kind of fun to see. Like he seems to be like flawless and confident to a point where it's almost cockiness. It seems like it might be a little bit cockiness, but and he has all these pretty girls that's trying to get his attention. But I think deep down he's also got some flaws, and like his confidence is just like an act to make the haters mad or whatever. I feel like that's not his true self. And I think that we're gonna get into some like I really do think that we're gonna get into some of that. That's what I like about this show is because like I feel like it's gonna dive pretty deep into like the characters and why they're acting the way they act, and maybe uh, coming out as figuring out who their real true selves are. Maybe possibly. Maybe I'm just like hoping for a lot here, but I guess we'll see. But like I said, I'm interested to see where this goes even though we haven't really gotten into like the romance side of things, like I said, just yet, I think we're about to switch gears and start on it. And I think it's going to be like a fun ride trying to figure out which girl is going to get picked. Um, like, I like to describe it like this. This is what it reminds me of. Like the first 4 or 5 episodes or so, it reminds me a lot of like bottom tier Tomizaki, because of like Kinta and his story and his situation and how it's handled and stuff. It makes me think of that. And then like after that, I think like all the other aspects to it, like the harem side of things, like it makes me. It also kind of reminds me of Tomazaki because he had like a bunch of different girls he could choose from as well, and he was like a smart dude or whatever, but he had like a um different kind of story going on there because he had to learn how to be who he was you know at the end of Tomazaki, which I think that Chitose had to do that too, but we just haven't seen that progression yet. Like we haven't seen his backstory yet, but it really feels like he had to learn all this stuff for himself as well. But we got like 5 girls, and like I said, this is a harem rom com, so obviously we gotta see who wins. So in that aspect, it kind of reminds me of like the quintessential quintuplet style, where like they're all trying to get his attention, but he can only pick one type shit. So maybe that's not what it's gonna do. Maybe he doesn't end up with anybody. I don't know. But I'm definitely interested in finding out. The animation looks really good too. So pretty excited about this. Like I said, this is my second ranked show of the season so far. Moving on to my third ranked show, it's Let's Play. It's currently on Crunchyroll. This is based off the I think it's like a webtoon or web manga or something like that. I'm not sure. Nom's talked about it like a lot, and like he's a big fan of this, and I was really looking forward to checking this out just because of what he's told me. So like I said, this is on Crunchyroll. It's got a 6.22 on Mal as of right now, which isn't good, but I understand why it's there. Uh, First off, Like I said, I'm gonna do a little synopsis, a summary, real quick, and before we get started on, my thoughts. So Sam Young is a game developer from Los Angeles who's about to achieve her dreams with her first video game, Ruminate. That is until a popular streamer gives a horrible review on it. Even worse, now that same streamer is moving in as her next door neighbor. So that's a pretty fun premise. I think it also says something along the lines of like join in on this romantic comedy uh, story or something like that. And it says something like I'm trying to remember. It's like come for the plot and stay for the doggo, which is hilarious to be in a summary. Come for the plot, stay for the doggo. Like it should be the other way around, right? Come for the doggo, stay for the plot, or something like that. I don't know. I've just never seen that in a summary before, so I laughed out loud every time I like read it or listen to it or whatever. So like I said, Nom's been talking about this one for a minute. Now I finally get to figure out like what he's so excited about. And I absolutely love this show. Like the animation is shit. I ain't gonna lie. It doesn't look good. It's surprising that OLM is the studio behind this because it looks terrible for the most part. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to, but it doesn't look good at all. And like this is coming from the same studio that you know has done Apothecary Diaries, for example. Like they've been around for a while. Like they've done some really good shows. Like this is not like a no name company. This is a big company, and they put out something like this for a property that's as big as Let's Play. Like I'm kind of like shocked at them, honestly. Like I hate it. I mean, it's kind of like the uh T-bait, the T-bait thing again, except for like T-bait didn't get a big studio like OLM. A T-bait got shipped off to God knows who. That like literally has nothing under their belts. Like so this is kind of worse, in a way. But anyways, like I said, it's one of my favorite shows of the season. Regardless of how bad it looks, I guess you could say. It's still like it's good enough. It's acceptable, I guess. But one of the main things I like about this show is I love Sam's character. Like she's such a fun character. She's super smart. She's a gamer. She's a game developer. Like she knows her shit, and she has a cute dog named Bowser. Like what's not to like about her? Like she's a great character. I find this funny. I also find this funny that like this is set in like Los Angeles and like they talk about all the like stuff in the United States and stuff like that. Like they got like like American looking people and like they're just talking Japanese and I just find that so funny when shows do this. Like it's just so hilarious. But this is also an adult romance show, which I love seeing because we're getting more. It feels like we're getting more and more adult romances nowadays. Like the last few seasons, we're just adding on to it, and like I like that. Usually it's like high school romances and like middle school or whatever, but we're starting to get more adult, like office, like college, um, just adult romances in general. So I'm a big fan of that. So I don't know how the source plays out with this one, the webtoon, web comic, whatever it is. I don't know how it plays out, but this seems like there's gonna be more than one love interest in this show. Like I thought that maybe uh martial law was gonna be like the main love interest, but like I don't think that's the case. I think that like Link is definitely in the picture, um, as we've seen, and I think the which that dude's the blonde dude that works at her favorite cafe or whatever with all her friends, and like I think that her boss, like the her blonde boss, could be like a potential lover too. Like I didn't think that this was gonna be like a triangle or like or anything like that, and I think that it might be actually. And one of the like this show is like super funny too. One of my favorite bits of this whole thing is like her friends calling martial law marshmallow. I think that's so hilarious. I laugh every time. They're just like, "I'm gonna kill you, marshmallow," and like that's not his name, but it's just so funny. I hope they keep on doing that shit. Uh, but I love seeing like this adult gamer focused like romance type of thing with like pretty cool side characters. I hope we get to see more of them. Like we've only gotten to see like bits and pieces of them. But I really hope that like they kind of get like fleshed out a little bit more, I guess you can say. Um like I said, the only thing that I really wish was different is I wish it looked better because like this shit would go so hard if it did look better. Because like even like the little emotion things or whatever, like the depression and stuff that gets behind them, where you can see like what they're feeling in the moment, like that's so good, you know. Like why can't this show just be really good? Animated. One thing I want to note, we got Kana Hanazawa as Sam. And we also got Gojo's voice actor Yuichi Nakamura as her boss. The one that I said is potentially in love with her too. So we got like pretty good voice actors in this too. So it's a great time. Like I said, I hate that it's a 6.22 on Mal. I understand, you know, people were expecting like different things from this because like they love the source material, and I think that since I haven't read the source material, that like it's not like affecting me that much, I guess. Like I'm interested to see. I'm gonna have to ask Nam how he's feeling about it because last time I checked, like he's a big fan of this, you know, this anime, and or this, you know, the source material, and like last time I checked, he was really liking it. So I'm curious to. I'm gonna have to find out if he's still feeling that way or if like if it's like came down a little bit for him, being a like knowing how it is in the source or whatever. Um, but going to my fourth fourth favorite show of the season. Um, A Star Brighter Than the Sun. This is going to be on Amazon Prime, and it's got a 7.11 on Mal as of right now. Just a quick synopsis for you. Iwata and Kamishiro have been friends since they were little kids, but one day in middle school, she realizes that Kamishiro has grown up. Now they're entering high school, and she realizes that she likes him more than just childhood friends. But there's also other girls who has their eyes on him too now. The question is, who does Kamishiro like? So you can already tell like this is just your like average run of the mill generic high school romance with like the childhood friend trope like making big appearances. So um with that being said, like either you're gonna like it or you're not. Like it's like if you're like me, you're gonna watch this weekly, call it a good time, and give it a 7 or 8 at the end of the season. Like it's just what it is. But like I said, this isn't gonna be for everyone. Because like if you're a romance fan, it is like really, really generic and it has everything we usually see in this type of show, I feel like. Um so like if you're looking for something like more unique or original, this isn't it. But if you're looking for a cute romance, like cue it up, you know. I'm really enjoying it. Like the animation, like I said, like I'll be so glad when we start getting like the quality animation for like shows like this, like no matter what they are. But right now, like this, it's all right. It's average. It's okay. It's good enough. As I say. I mean, I'm used to like animation like this for the romances and stuff. Um, but like one of the things that I really like about this show to end it out with is like Iwata and her friends. Like they're so cool. I love all of them. Sui especially. Like she's such a kind soul. And I love characters like her. Like she totally could have ended up being like the uh mean girl type of character and stuff. Like you'll understand if you watch it. Like she could have ended up like that so much, and instead she's just like the most nicest, like the bestest friend like that Iwata could have. Like Sui deserves all the love. She's such a great character, and her voice actor is so good, man, so good. Uh, but that's all I got to say about Star Brighter Than the Sun. It's great. Like I'm gonna love it, even though it's average. It's gonna be great. Childhood friends, you know what I mean? Childhood friends and high school romances. You can hardly ever miss with that shit. The next show that we got is Sanda. It's on Amazon Prime as well. It's got a 7.45 on Mal. And this story is set in a near future Japan during an era of extremely low birth rates. Children are treated as national treasures and are cared for and protected by the adults in the schools. Santa, who gives children hopes and dreams, is considered a very dangerous person and is marked for elimination. And enters Santa, a descendant of Santa Claus, and also Shiori, who has figured out his secret. And thus begins like the story of her making him transform all the time into Santa over and over and over in hopes that he'll one day finally help her find her missing best friend. Which is, a like the premise, like the summary doesn't make much sense when you're reading it. And I would say the show makes more sense, but it doesn't. We've seen 4 episodes so far. We're watching on the weekly rundown our other show that we do every week. And like this has been crazy. This has been like so wild. Like it's been like kind of unpredictable in ways because like I don't know what Sanda and Shiori is gonna do next, and I really like that. But also, it's been like super funny, especially with the dub. It's simul dub, so the dub being coming out every week or whatever. Like it's been so much funnier to watch it dubbed, because it's got like that funny humor, that funny dub humor, to go along with it. So, but like I was saying before, I don't really know what the main goal is here. Like, is it to find Ono, like the missing best friend, or is it to restore the lost Christmas spirit to all the kids and people of Japan? Um, like, I honestly don't know. Like, it's kind of been all over the place, so far, and it hasn't really established like a overall goal just yet. Like it kind of reminds me of like Sakamoto days and like Undead Unluck. Because like Sanda, he's kind of invincible and he's like super OP, and we don't even know like how OP he actually is. And like I've talked about a few theories on on the weekly rundown before. Like I'm kind of wondering if his powers, if he's gonna gain the ability to like be able to do random things that kids are like wishing for. I think that would be really fun. Like actually super fun to just have like the. I think this show would be like really fun if like they like homed in on the uh like let's restore Christmas spirit no matter what, and like all his powers are like Christmas related, and like he's just super OP, and it's like as the Christmas spirit gets higher or whatever, like his powers get higher, his powers get bigger, and like he can do more things like that. That would be really cool in my opinion. But either way, I'm definitely having a good time watching this so far. Plus, it helps, like I said, it's dubbed. The dubbed is hilarious. Science Saru is making this look really good. And like, it's just so funny, man. I'm having a good time talking about it with the boys every week. So, the last show that I'm watching weekly, the last new show I'm watching weekly, I should say, is With You, Our Love Will Make It Through. It's on Crunchyroll right now. It's got a 6.98 on Mao. Uh, I've seen several people call it sexy B stars. Shout out to Pete and his Discord. I love that. I mean, that's kind of what it is, I guess. But a quick synopsis, real quick. When high schooler Mari bumps into a student that's also running late, she's surprised to find out that he's a beast folk who attends her school. And even though they coexist with humans, it's still uncommon for beast folk to go to a human school because of all the prejudice that they face. So nervous at first, Mari soon learns that there's more to him than him just being a beast. The more she gets to know him, the more she begins to like him, to catch feelings for him. First of all, I love the animation and like the style of the and like the character style, like the animation style that this show has going on. Like it's so beautiful, man. Like and like we get like these little chibi moments in the show, especially with the beast boy. I forget his name. We get like little chibi moments with him, and he's just got like a rectangular head kind of thing going on. And it's so fun. But when the season first started, like I wasn't really sure if I was gonna watch this or not. Like I wanted to, like, but I was not convinced just yet. Like I wanted to because it looked so pretty, and like it was a romance, and like the trailers looked so good, and like, but also like the beast folk and the human girl kind of like story, the romance kind of scared me a little bit, not gonna lie. So, and then we got episode 1 where like it was so it was pretty good, you know, it was like cute and wholesome and stuff. And then the episode 1, the end of episode 1 happens, and you're just like, uh, 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 okay, what is going on here? You know, it kind of scared me. I ain't gonna lie, because I wasn't sure like what route we was gonna take. Like I almost didn't watch episode 2 because I was like, you know, this ain't looking good. Because even though like the beast boy, like even though he's like super nice, super kind, and like he wants to be a doctor, and like he's like smart, and like he's like a perfect boy, I guess you could say, even though he's a beast. Um, he still has a questionable nature when it comes to like love. Um, call it like a beast like nature, if you will. If you catch my drift. And that sort of like makes me uncomfortable when it comes to those moments, because they're not shying away from that. They're actually like um putting it out there. Like what happens when like uh a beast boy falls in love with a like human girl, like obviously there's going to be some like some differences in like what happens and like in their like culture or whatever. um but like so like because like of that, I'm not completely sold on this just yet. Like I do like the story and the characters. Like even the Beast Boy, like I like him. I love him. Mari, she's great. Like she's such a cool, like nice female lead. Um I just feel uncomfortable. It's I just don't like watching the one moments where like they're getting intimate and stuff. Like it's like borderline. It's like they're like tiptoeing the line. They're walking a fine. They're walking the rope. Um, trying to not fall off of it, and that's how close they are. Um, the female lead, she's also voiced Mari. She's voiced by Monica Iwami. You may know her as Best Girl Akane from Oshinoko. Um, she is Best Girl, even though there's several other good girls in that, but Akane's Best Girl. Anyways, the Beast Boy, he's voiced by Lloyd from Forger from Spy Family. The voice actor Takuya Iguchi. Um, so it's got some great character voice actors in there. The animation looks great. Like the art style is great. Like I just hope that this like stays more on the wholesome side and doesn't cross that line. Like if like it's okay to, I feel like it's okay to get more intimate in this anime. It's just like it shouldn't cross the line that it's been toying with. Um like if you watch this, you know what I mean. So probably like it just doesn't need to go crazy with certain things. Just for like a, I feel like a lot of shows like do it for a shock factor or whatever. And so hopefully this doesn't do something like that. So now that I'm done with like all the shows that I'm like watching weekly, the new shows I'm watching weekly, um, I'm also watching a few sequels weekly. I got Uma Musume Cinderella Gray part 2, and like I'm not gonna talk about this whole lot. Like you should watch Uma Musume Cinderella Gray. Even if you haven't watched any other Uma Musume, watch Cinderella Gray. It's just more Oguri Cap. I can't say her name, but it's just more of her like doing peak shit. But like it's not even just that. Like we also get to see like a lot more, a bunch more characters come in that we haven't, at least I haven't seen before, like from different nations and stuff to compete in like the races, and like they're so fun. Like we got like a basketball horse, Michelle my baby, like Obey Your Master. Like there's a lot of fun horse girls that came in, and I'm interested to see like just who they are as a character. And if you, in case you're wondering, side games, they're still cooking, by the way. So definitely go check this out. Spy Family season 3 is the only other sequel that I'm watching right now weekly. And so far, like it's been on this, I feel like it's been on the slower side. It seems to be picking up a little bit with like Lloyd's backstory and stuff. But I'm just watching it for Anya. Anya, she's peak humor. Yor, she's peak humor. Anya and Yor, you just can't miss with those. Lloyd, Lloyd's Lloyd. I just want to see more Anya and Yor. So that's what I'm watching weekly right now. I just want to, to end this episode, I want to go over a few things, a few shows that I plan on watching later, in the season. Like I plan on like waiting till towards the end of the season, like binging them all and like binging it and catching up. That way they're done for before the end of the season. Because like right now I'm watching like these 7, 10 shows, whatever I said. Um, and I'm trying to watch a couple like things, older things. Like I'm watching Zombieland Saga right now and Chi Hayafua Furu. I cannot say that word. But I'm watching those two things right now. I plan on watching a couple more things before the end of the season. Like I want to get some of these older shows off my plan to watch list that I've been wanting to watch forever. And so here's my time. Uh, but a couple shows I'm planning on binging later on in the season. The first one is May I Ask for One Final Thing. It's got a 7.71 on Mal. I've watched the first episode so far. Um, like, and it was great. Like it was so fun to watch. Like, not every day do you get to see like a villainess punching all the rich people. Usually the villainess is like not really a villainess or whatever. Like they're kind of nice and like they do nice things and they're not really villains or whatever. But she's actually punching people. Like she loves to punch people. And to make it even better, like I watched it dubbed. I watched the subbed and dubbed, but I found out the dubbed is like they do it in like a British accent, which makes it so much funnier. They're killing it, by the way, over there. So I just mainly want to wait and watch her like punching people over and over later on in the season because I know it's gonna be great. I know that I'm gonna need that at the end of the season, close to Christmas time. I just need something like that. So we got second show is Yano-kuns Ordinary Days. This is 7.09 on Mal. It's on Crunchyroll. May I ask for one final thing? It's on Crunchyroll as well. Um, I've seen one episode of this one too, and like I really enjoyed it. Like this is actually pretty funny. Plus, it seems like it's setting up like a cute romance between Yano and Yoshida, which is the class president, like the female like main character. But Yoshida, she's such a great character. She's kind and like she's super kind. She worries a lot. Like I just love her a lot. Like Yano and her deserve to be together. I ain't gonna lie. And like this show, it actually looks so good. So shout out to Studio Aija Do. I think I said that right. Um, who they've done things like Sign of Affection and Ascendance of a Bookworm and like more shows as well. So they're making this show look really good. I'm just like I'm hoping the romance like makes a lot of progress by the time I start binging it later on because like that's what I want. Like I know this is like a funny show, like it made me laugh a lot, but like I want to see the romance, the romance aspect of this one because I just know that they're made for each other. Um, so three shows that I'm gonna check out soon, as well that I've had my eyes on them. I haven't started them yet, but it seems like from what I've seen online and in discords and stuff, people are really enjoying these shows, and like I've had my eyes on them since we done our fall preview. So they're there. I'm gonna watch them. I may watch one episode of them or a couple and decide if I'm gonna watch them weekly or if I'm gonna binge them. I just haven't done it yet. So the first one's gonna be This Monster Wants to Eat Me, and like this is like a girls' love supernatural drama, and also a signing. I've seen comparisons to Summer Hikaru Died with this one, so I'm excited to see what's going on. Um, I've heard like there's mermaids or something in here. So I'm probably gonna wait till like I want to watch at least one episode, but with this one specifically, I'm probably gonna wait till later on in the season if I like the first episode. That way I can binge it because like I feel like shows like this, like Summer Hikaru Died, like the supernatural dramas or whatever. I feel like they're just better if you like watch them all together and not have to like remember what happened, 10 weeks ago or whatever. So, um, second show I want to check out is called Gnosia. It's got 7.28 on Mal. It is on Crunchyroll. I think The Monster Wants to Eat Me is on Crunchyroll as well. But Gnosia, this is like the Among Us, the anime show that we was talking about in the fall preview. I remember it looking really good. The studio is like Do America, I think it is. Like they made it look really good. The clips that I've seen of the show have looked great. The designs looked really cool. They looked hella fire actually. But I've seen people like have been enjoying this one a lot too, which makes me pretty happy because like this was like at the bottom of the list. Uh, as far as like people having it to their list on Mal. So I didn't think that a lot of people was gonna watch it. But it turns out people are actually, watching this and actually enjoying it. And I felt like this was like the boomer bust type of show because like it's a space mystery, like Among Us, type of show, and it's based on a video game. So it could always go either way. It's boom or bust for this one, and it looks like it possibly could be a boom. So I'm excited to watch this one. Uh, and this one, like, I'll just have to watch a couple episodes and decide if I'm gonna watch it weekly or if I'm actually gonna wait till later on and binge it all. It just depends on how I'm feeling with it. The third show that I want to watch, sometime this season, Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. It's got a 7.7 on Mal, and this is on Crunchyroll as well, I'm pretty sure. But this was like another anime that I considered was a boomer bust candidate. Just a 40-year-old dude. He wants to be a masked rider. Masked riders seem to be similar to heroes or vigilantes. Uh, Whenever I hear masked rider, I think of like Moomin Rider from One Punch Man. So I think they're probably about the same thing, if not the same thing. But all the clips and the pictures and stuff I've seen, they've looked really good. It also has one character in it, a ladybug woman, who Dan is gonna be a huge fan of. Like he's gonna love her, and for y'all to know Dan, and for y'all that have seen the show, you know why Dan's gonna love her. So I can't wait to check this out. Dan needs to watch this soon because he's gonna have a good time. This is like literally Dan's cup of tea. It's like the stupid silly humor with action and with like the hot chick or whatever. Like it's got all the Dan shit packed in one. And like I'll probably start this one like pretty soon. Because and I'll probably actually keep on watching this weekly just because like I need a show like that. I need that stupid, bullshit humor with the silly action in there or whatever. And I think this show fits that based on what I've seen and what I've heard. So, uh, there's a to before I go before I end this episode, I just want to say there's a couple sequels that I plan on watching, but I'm probably gonna wait till later on the season as well. The first one being One Punch Man season 3. I'm a big fan of One Punch Man. And it's kind of sad to see like that it's being shit on so much. Like I haven't watched any of it yet, but like I've seen the trailers and stuff, and like they look fine. But like it has a 6.13 on Mal already. Like people are shitting on this. People are dropping this and all this other stuff. And most of what I've seen is like it's because the animation dropped a lot, maybe, I guess. But me personally, like with One Punch Man, I don't really care if the animation fell off as long as it's watchable, you know, I haven't watched it yet, so I can't really confirm or deny if people are like just being like are over exaggerating or not. I don't know if it's actually bad or not. But like but like I said, I don't watch it for the action. I watch it because like Saitama is just funny as shit, man. Like his shenanigans are like I love it. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for One Punch, like Saitama, and like the humor of One Punch Man. So speaking of humor, one of my funniest shows of last year is back, and I haven't started watching it yet. I wanna wait and have it pile up a little bit so I could actually binge it because I love this show. It's Ranma One Half Remake. The second season is out, and like I can't wait to watch this and see how funny it is this time around. I'm sure it's gonna be a blast. Um, like Ranma and Shampoo and uh I forget her name. The main female lead or female character or whatever. Like they're gonna be like gonna be so funny. It's gonna be such a blast. And I'm sure we'll like I haven't seen the original stuff, but I'm sure we're gonna add more people to make it more chaotic. So the last sequel that I plan on watching sometime or another is Let This Grieving Soul Retire Part 2. I watched this last year, I think it was, whenever it was. I watched this last year randomly. Usually, like I've been trying to stay away from isekais lately, but I watched this one and like it was fun. Is this even an isekai? I don't know if this is an isekai or not. I feel like it is. Uh, Grieving. So let's look it up real quick. Let's see. I feel like it. No, it's actually not an isekai. I don't think. When I said isekai, like I thought I was wrong. Like it felt wrong saying isekai. It kind of feels like an isekai though. It's just it doesn't have that isekai premise. Like he doesn't get hit by truck coon or anything like that. It's just like a light novel fantasy. Um, which is why I mistaked it as an isekai. Uh, but like this was like I randomly watched it. It was so fun. Like I really enjoyed it last year. Like it actually turned out to be pretty interesting. And like it was super funny. Because you get to see like Cry, like the leader, the main character. Like he's just trying to like navigate all the issues that come from being the leader of like this guild or whatever, this party, clan or whatever you want to call it. And like it's just so fun to see because like this dude, he's everybody thinks he's so OP and like he's not. He's just like so powerful because of like all the relics and like the boosters and shit that he uses and like his people around him. Like they're more powerful than he is. Like base him, but he uses all these items to boost his stat, like boost him up or whatever, and people are just scared of him. He's just so lucky, man. Uh, and plus I love like all like a bunch of the supporting characters on this one, especially Tino. Tino was awesome. They're so fun to watch. Like there's several of them like in love with him. Like I said, that's one of the reasons why I thought like I got confused if it was isekai or not. Like it's got like a lot of isekai qualities or tropes in this show, but it's not actually isekai. I don't guess it's just a fantasy light novel. but I can't wait to watch this one later on as well. Um, but that's pretty much all I got today. Like I know I'm not watching a whole lot. I do plan on watching, several more shows. Usually I'm hitting around 20 seasonals or whatever. I decided to take a take a season off, I guess you can say, and only watch a little bit. That way I can tackle some of my backlog that I've been wanting to check out. Because, God knows we got a freaking stacked winter coming. Like when January hits, your boy's gonna be back to the grind. And that's not that doesn't mean I'm not grinding right now. I am. It's just not seasonals. But come January, man, like I'm gonna be watching so much anime. It ain't even funny. I ain't gonna have time for the backlog. We got so many peak shows, peak sequels coming out in January, as long as also with like a few new shows coming. So it's gonna be a fun time. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. You know, like I always say, make sure you rate us on your podcast platforms. Follow us on the social medias, Twitter, Threads, Blueski, Instagram, all that stuff. Linktree.com/anime degens. We got a Discord. It's that you can join and chat with me. I love using Discord. But make sure you like the video. After you get done watching this video on YouTube, make sure you like it. It helps out a lot. It lets me know what people are enjoying, like which segments people enjoy and which segments people, are like, I mean, you know, even though like we're still gonna do whatever we want to do. It's just it's fun to see what people are liking or not. So speaking of new segments, Nam and I actually are gonna start a new segment pretty soon. For whenever Dan's out, I feel like we're gonna try to do like a monthly. Probably like we're gonna shoot for like a monthly kind of deal, kind of segment going on because Dan's guaranteed to miss at least once in a month or whatever. So or if not more. So we're actually gonna start a new segment called the Book Club, where we nominate like a couple different manga that we want or manga. It doesn't have to be a manga. It can be like anything like anime related, pretty much. You know what I mean? But we're gonna actually nominate a couple different books, mangas, whatever. And we're probably gonna let the listeners decide, like the social media and Discord and stuff, decide which one we read, which one we check out, and our plan is to like obviously hold the polls. We gotta decide like if it's gonna be like a weighted like vote, a poll or whatever, or how it's gonna be, like if we get to decide kind of what we want to read, or like if it's gonna be split between the listeners and us deciding on what we're gonna read, or we haven't really hammered it down just yet. But we're gonna like I said, nominate a couple different manga piece that we really want to check out. And we're gonna read one of them. We're gonna pick one to read, whichever way we decide to do it, and we're gonna like casually come back, and we're gonna come back later on. Like I said, the goal is like every month or so, maybe a little bit over a month. Just whenever we have extra free time, and Dan's not here, we're gonna do it. We're gonna come back and we're gonna casually discuss, talk about what we read, and if we kept on reading it, if we liked it, if we dropped it, we're just gonna do that and see how it goes and see how people enjoy that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, let me know if y'all would be interested in voting for something like that. Uh, Let me know if y'all would be interested in actually listening to us talk about different manga, or like different book mangas, whatever, in the new segment that we're thinking about doing. Just let me know. In the YouTube comments or the Spotify comments or social media or whatever. Just let me know. And I think that maybe potentially if people enjoy this segment, and they like us doing this, then maybe we can like open up like a slot for a listener's choice manga to be included into the nominations list. But like that's a thing for later on down the road. We're gonna have to like figure out what we're doing first with this one. But either way, it's something I've been thinking about for a while, trying to do like a manga sort of thing because I want to read more manga. It's just like I don't really have I don't really force myself to do it, but if I do it for the podcast, then I'll obviously read more manga. Like I'll make myself read more manga, and I think I want to do that. So, but yeah. Anyways, like I said, linktree.com/anime degens, and we will see you on Tuesday for the weekly rundown. Peace.